running the 16-row crop cultivator, not in corn, but in soybeans. This is an organic soybean field, and you wouldn't know it from the road. This thing is clean as a whistle. There's no weeds to be found, and it looks phenomenal. We're at July 1st time frame. These had to be planted sometime in early April, but this field looks beautiful. And we'll show you some shots of how these soybeans are working to shade out weeds and how these 30-inch beans are really working and how the row cultivator works. But I want to talk about the question of, can a row cultivator like this potentially beat out a sprayer long term? You know, we have a lot of guys putting down residual and post after soybeans to keep those escapes down, but whenever you've got a row crop cultivator like that, you're guaranteed to not have escapes for the most part. These soybeans are really close to canopying. We'll show you what it looks like before the row cultivator and after, but there's not a weed in this field. Every now and then I find some that are right here in the row, but overall, it's pretty minor. I'm very impressed with how well these soybeans look. And again, from the road, hardly even look like they're organic. So here I want to show you the difference between a very recent pass. He just ran right here in this row, and he has not yet ran in this row. And I want to show you the stage of the weeds that we're working on getting out. Now, as we've talked before, you're doing multiple passes with this row cultivator. So you're constantly working at knocking out immature weeds as they're trying to make their presence known. So in this row, I did find a couple or a few weeds here. There's one right here that's trying to come up. There's one right here that's trying to come up. It's been a couple weeks since his last pass, so we are starting to get some emergence of weeds. But again, what we're doing here with this row crop cultivator is we're just continuously knocking out infant weeds. That's why we don't see weeds growing like crazy in this field, because from almost day one of planting, this cultivator has been making passes in here, just continually staying ahead of it and knocking out weeds. Now over here is where he just ran. And I dug earlier, and it seems like we're only going about 1 inch to 1.5 inches deep. And what happens is, as we make passes and pick up speed, like we've talked about before, we continue to throw dirt up in here towards the crop to suffocate those weeds that are trying to emerge up near the row. So it's easy to get the weeds right here in the center. We've got those big sweeps on there. Those will come out no problem. There's one right here that we just eradicated very easily. But the problem is sometimes up here by the row. But with soybeans, they really help you out. Of course, they're wanting to branch out into this open area. A soybean finds the open areas around it and it pushes out to that. So that's why you see a lot of branches running out horizontally into these rows. And so they're doing a phenomenal job of shading this zone. So as this plant grows, we're less and less likely to get weeds growing up in here, because the majority of our sunlight is right here, which is the easiest place to knock out the weeds. So it's pretty interesting how the soybean crop is actually working to help the situation. As the row cultivator comes through here, it is helping alleviate the weed pressure just due to the shade and its natural effect to bush out and close up this row. Here in a couple weeks, this row will be completely closed and we will have shade in here as well. And at that point, it'll be really hard for weeds to establish themselves and grow because the cultivators already came through there. A lot of times whenever we see what we call leakers in soybean fields, which is weeds that emerge late season, they've already established at this point. But because we just ran this cultivator through here, there is no weed establishment in here right now. You saw that little one that we pulled out. This one would have turned into a leaker come late fall, but we just eradicated it today. So the chances of leakers in a field like this is very minimal. We've got the plant working in tandem with us to help shade out and absorb all the sunlight to not let the weeds do it. So it's amazing how the plant works in tandem with the row crop cultivator to help get rid of the weeds too. But that's kind of the difference between the two areas that have been cultivated and have not. And those are the size of weeds that we're constantly working on eradicating. So it's amazing how fast he's able to run today. His steering is right on point. That feeler is working down this row and able to keep it right on point. So I want to reiterate, we just made a pass here in this exact row, and I want to show you guys the growth stage of the weeds that we're eradicating. This is because we were just in here 2 to 3 weeks ago doing the exact same thing. So if a weed wants to show up in here, it's got to start emerging today, and by the time it gets to this stage, we're coming back to take care of it. This is the stage that we're working with. These are very easy to eradicate, and that's why when we make multiple passes of this row crop cultivator, because we can precisely stay on the row, because we can cover several acres per day, we can make a lot of passes in this field to keep it clean all the time. That's the key, is as soon as weeds start coming up and showing their face, go in there and eradicate. Wait a few weeks, go in and eradicate. Do that as long as you can before the crop canopies or gets too tall if you're in corn. So it's a multiple step process, but when you have a unit like that is so precise, we've got down pressure, we can adjust our width, we've got the finger tines, all of that plays a part in accurately eradicating this weed. So whenever you have all those adjustments and that accuracy, the precision comes into play to keep this row clean. We are 7 passes deep into this. We're at July 1, and it takes a lot of work and time and effort to get a soybean field to look like this in the organic world. So he starts off with a tine weeder. When that stuff's really small, he then does a rotary hoe. It's a double stacked rotary hoe, 2 sets of wheels to come down, and every one of them play a huge part in knocking down those small weeds before they start to escape. From there, he does 2 or 3 passes with the row crop cultivator. This is his final pass. This is it. So here we're pushing dirt up against the soybean plant. We're taking out these final weeds that are growing. Now from here, he is going to have a crew come in and pick the weeds that are in the middle of the row. The reason for that is if they go to seed, you're going to be fighting weeds again and again as weeds produce thousands or millions of seeds for him to fight next year. So they're going to actually walk this field and pull the weeds that are in the row. Some notes that I noticed today is, and what he talked about, he loves this cultivator because of the exact depth he's able to run. He's running just deep enough to get underneath that crust, but not too deep to where we're digging super deep on the hills and being too shallow on the flat ground. He's also throwing just the perfect amount of dirt. He said with his old row cultivator, it was really aggressive. It would drag dirt and move it, and it would stack dirt up so high on the bean plant that when he would come through with his cutter, he couldn't get low enough to get those bottom couple rows of beans, and they would leave them standing in the field. Whereas today, we're doing just enough dirt to cover weeds, but he thinks he can get his cutter bar down in there to harvest the full crop that he has grown. So there's a lot of advantages that this grower has found with this cultivator between the camera or the wand steering it through the field. Everything is working very well, but he loves the precision accuracy in the depth. The depth is so crucial based on how much moisture you have and how much dirt you want to throw. That can be adjusted. Every row unit's got its hydraulic down pressure cylinder, and it's all dialed in. So a lot of advantages of this row crop cultivator over any others that he has ever ran. But I want you guys to really admire this field and think about the amount of work and how many passes it takes to get to soybeans like this. Now the genetics between an organic seed and a conventional seed are very similar. these beans have potential to do 60, 70, 80 bushels, no problem on a favorable weather year. So our yields can match conventional, and whenever we can come in here and have a clean field like this, it's a big deal for these organic growers. Now, this organic stuff gets spread across the country. Some of his corn goes to Ohio. Some of these beans go to Cargill here in Indiana, and there's several buyers of it. So that side of it's very interesting as well. A lot of those purchasers come to the field to pick up the crop as it's being harvested. So a little bit different than the conventional world where you store it in a bin or haul it to the elevator. A lot of it's picked up right here at this field. So here we are, central Indiana, showing you guys that the row crop cultivator can not only do corn, it can do soybeans and anything else you want to farm in 30-inch rows. I appreciate you guys tuning in this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and view all of our videos on the channel. Thanks for tuning in.